What's the biggest blowout here? Board wipe? Board wipe would do it. They're at 5 though. They're going to get every god in their deck. Hello people, welcome to the channel if you haven't been here before. This is a place where you can expect to see popular commanders but with a bit of a twist. Today I'll be looking at Emry, Lurker of the Loch, but this isn't just your Paradox engine combo build because frankly that's just a bit boring and I've seen it so many times. This is a super aggressive Emry aggro build where we are looking to kill people with just combat damage. So we've got the best creatures under 3 mana essentially to see we can do this. Things like Grazilax, whenever you hit draw a card, it's going to be really fantastic in getting you advantage and swinging through. Symmetry Illuminator exiles things and you can cast things of that type from the top of your deck. Baron can bounce things back to their hand, and you've even got stuff like Geralf, which is really powerful and no one uses. You can sack another non-token creature to create a blue zombie. If that thing you sack is an artifact, then you can just recast it with Emry. There's not actually that many artifacts in the deck, but this is the thing I'm trying to test. I want to trap people into thinking it's one deck and then killing them with another thing. And I think that's the thing my channel kind of does the best is we try and subvert expectations here on the channel. Something I want to be doing is I've just built the deck, but I think it's pretty solid. If I don't like any of the cards in a certain game or two, we'll go through the creative process of taking stuff out and putting new stuff in. So it should be a learning experience. This video, we'll go through some games and see how well we do. I reckon it should be pretty powerful. The curve's super aggressive, got 40 lands. Not too many rocks, but yeah, with aggressive decks, you want to have high lands, low rocks, and it should be pretty fun. On the high end, we've got some crazy expensive cards. Only a few though. We've got the Temporal Anchor because I just love this card. It's like blue Bolas of Citadel. Whenever you scry, put the card to the bottom, you can cast them. And also one with the Multiverse, which is a bit like Omniscience, but you can cast something free from the top of your library or from your hand each turn. And it's just crazy, absolutely crazy card. But yeah, 8 mana and a couple of 6 drops. But that should be fine because the rest of the deck is very castable. So let's get into the gameplay and let's see how we do today. Don't forget, if you like the channel, leave me a like and drop a sub because it really helps the channel. Okay, we get to go first. Sadly, we're still in a hell queue despite our deck not being pimped out for the Paradox engine. Starting hand's not too shabby. We've got ways to draw, flash, bounce. Yeah, having like a flash aspect to the deck's pretty good just because it allows us to react to things in our opponent's turn. Okay, Spectral Sailor, that's a pretty good card if it gets to late game. Let's get the Bank Buster out as well. And next turn we could go for maybe Emry and Blink. Oh, we've got Negate as well. Maybe we go for Emry first. Just to try and get some artifacts in the graveyard. So there's one. So essentially we want to leave the Negate open for when they have 5 mana up. So if they play another rock here, 4. So next turn, they need triple black though. 1, 2. So if they play another swamp next turn, they can go for the Bolas. So we want to leave the Negate up. Then what they're going to do here, kill spell, board wipe. They're just going to pass. We missed a land drop, so let's just swing in here. And this is where the Wreck and the Bank Buster is going to come in handy because we can draw in their turn. So we have 40 lands, but we still missed. That's a shame. Search for a Scanter. That's fine. We'll let that resolve. We can always bounce that later with the Blink. And let's hit a land if possible. They're at 16 already. I mean, it's, you know, nothing too... Okay, so now we've just got loads of counter spells. So this is going to be just an aggro counter war, apparently. The Search for Scanter can be deadly if it was later in the game, but they currently don't have anything in the graveyard. So that was probably a land they drew, which it was. So they're probably trying to go for a turn where they can cast the Bolas and protect him simultaneously. That can also be done with a Pact of Negation without having any other mana open. But this is why it's so important to have creature type, because if he minuses 3, then he'll be at 1 loyalty. Inspiring Statuary, none artifact spells have improvise. So it's basically mana rock. Okay, that's fine. We can still counter the thing he casts for cheaper. So I really would like a land though. That would be nice. Still no land, but lots of counters. Okay, we got a land. I think we're sorted now, guys. And if we go for the Pilferer, we draw a card when they go for the Bolas. So yeah, whenever someone casts a spell, if it wasn't in their hand, we draw a card. So resolving this could be good because it just gives us loads and loads of cards. So yeah, that's good. We want them to waste a cat as well. So that was good. And also we were going to discard anyway. So, you know. The one in the yard, it's going to take a while for the search to flip. It's pretty intense because we only have very small attackers here. Chromatic Orrery. So that this could be a bait spell. Okay, Orrery is a fantastic card to get rid of. And yeah, we beat them with Emry aggro deck. I mean, you know, just saying. Just saying, guys. So it looks like every matchup's just going to be against Bolas Dragon God. Okay, well, let's see how we get on then. Turn 2 Ledger Shredder. Pretty sweet. Or maybe we could build up to the Narset on turn 3. That might be better. They have mulligan twice, though. Which gives us a good chance, but they'll be at -1, so it feels a bit unfair. Okay, they're going for it. They must have a flipping good hand. Oh, they do draw, so... Okay, so we can go for Ledger Shredder here. That's really cool. So whenever someone casts 2 spells on turn, we connive, which means draw, discard, and if you discard an unknown card, put a counter on Ledger Shredder. Oh, fantastic. So now we're going for the Narset. We've got a really good start here. Fantastic start. It's almost like we don't even need Emry. We'll go for the... We'll go for the Black Staff. I really like that. That can make 4/4s out of any artifact. Non-token artifact. So Midnight Clock. Okay, so if Midnight Clock ever goes off and we have Narset out, they literally just discard their hand. That's pretty crazy. Let's stick up here. Absolutely crazy. Thassa's Intervention. Right, okay. So now we can just basically win the game with having a counter in the hand. I'd be very surprised if they can win here. I know it's very confident of me to say this, and it could horribly backfire, but they need to be able to resolve a Bolas in a game. Chromatic Lantern. Do we just let that slide? Okay, fine. It doesn't kill us. Go for the Brineborn Cutthroat as well. And pass a turn. Man, I'm very curious about that clock. If they know... Maybe we go for the Emry first. And we can still leave up... No, we don't have any magic. Okay, we're not going to get a spell back, which is a shame. But it's fine. Okay, let's just leave the mana up. They know we have this, so they're going to be playing around it. They also have Hive of the Eye Tyrant as well. Thought Distortion. And it can't be countered, which means that we lose all the cards in our hand. So that's pretty gross. Let's go for 3 cards here. No wonder why they were so confident. So we want to get some creatures in hand if possible. Creature and a Pact. Oh, fantastic. Oh, no, Pact doesn't work, does it? No, Pact doesn't work. It can't be countered. So we're left with a Baron in hand. That's very, very, very sad. Also exiles our entire graveyard. Yonti Malison. Okay, let's go for Emry. So we're going to go for plan B here. No wonder why they were so confident before. They've got a Fatal Push or something as well. Wash away! Wow, okay. They've really revealed their... Okay, we'll get rid of that. We'll keep the Civilian in hand. Okay, let's go for the attack. So they can go for the Bolas, whatever they do. So if they do go for Bolas, it's probably just going to die. So they'll probably have a board wipe. That's what I'm guessing here. Man, the Thought Distortion there. Pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. Okay, let's... what do we do here? I think we swing with everything first. Well, they can... I mean, you know, we can just continue to beat Bolas Dragon God players without costing a single artifact. But yeah, there we go. Okay, we go first against Sythis. Starting hand is not too bad. We've got a few ways to tap their stuff. So weak stone subjugation is good because it makes something does not untap, which I really quite like. Start with the Surge Engine. They're going to use Mana Tithe, aren't they? No, okay. I mean, I was going to say, if they did use Mana Tithe, we could hopefully get it back later anyway, so... Okay, so we might be able to win with just the Absorb Energy here, so let's pass the turn, I think. We want to leave up the Absorb Energy in case they go for the Sythis. We're just going to scare them into submission, basically. So whatever happens here, we're going to have some good stuff. They could have... Okay, they could have it here, but we could just bounce it to their hand, right? Are they trying to bluff me? Mana Tithe? Yeah, so they made that very obvious, but we can just bounce back to the hand now, Fading Hope. Just get that away. So that'll slow them down. What they do, Pact? Yeah, I thought not. Miscast is not going to be helpful in this game. So now we can go for the Omen Kill and start stealing stuff from their deck. And Emry as well. So we got a lot of good start up here. Their turn, they're probably going to go for the Sythis Enchantment Draw card. We don't have any artifacts in the graveyard, but that's fine. Sythis. Wolf Willow Haven. Okay, so they're going to do a slight amount of ramping. Okay, they're probably not going to block, are they? Future Spell Thief. So let's activate the Emry. And let's also swing in with the Surge Engine. So we can try and get in for 6 damage here. And then we can hopefully get some lands off the top of their deck. And play one. Fantastic. And we can tap the Sythis so it never untaps if they ever attack. And that means we can leave up the Futurist Spell Thief. So they'll get one good attack with this. And if they get rid of any of our things with a removal spell, we can potentially copy it with the Futurist Spell Thief. So we'll see what they do. Like if they have something like Elspeth Conquers Death on the Emry or something. We can then use this to get our own Elspeth Conquers Death. But yeah, Sythis is definitely a tough matchup. The Mana Tithe there kind of really does make an impact. Prison Realm. Okay, so we'll try and get a copy of Prison Realm then. Which is going to be good. Because then we can also Prison Realm their Sythis. So it kind of feels like a waste to do the subjugation, but... So what are they going to choose now? They're going to go for Emry. You know what? That's literally best case scenario. That is the best case scenario because we don't have anything in the graveyard. And now we can just recast it for literally barely anything. Citizen's Arrest. Oh man, they're going to go for something else as well. Okay, Surge Engine goes away. Okay, fine. That can come back potentially later on. Okay, let's go for the Prison Realm on the Sythis. Get to scry one as well, which could be pretty useful. If they leave it under there, okay, they're going to recast. Black Staff, no, we don't want that. And we'll go for the Clone Crafter, and then that can crew the Omen Kill. We get a creature into our hand. We get Nessian Wanderer, which is not very good. Crew this. And we haven't played a land drop yet, so we're going to deal 6 to them. Down to 16. Exile some stuff. I suppose we'll get a Plains. So the whole thing with Sythis is it revolves around Sythis, so they're going to need to get her out again. Sigil, oh god. Yeah, that could be, we could be in trouble now. 4/4 Angels every turn. Pretty disgusting, to be honest. Let's go for Emry here. Maybe we could mill a good artifact. Okay, that's not a good artifact, but it does mean the Search for Scanter can flip next turn if we need to. Okay, so they're keeping us at bay with the Angels. Yeah, everything they've done is just been super impactful. Removal, win con. Whereas we are just about chip damage. Just being the kind of deck we are. So essentially now we're looking for something that can remove their fields. Oh, bad sequencing there. Although, no, it wasn't actually, because either way it was an enchantment, wasn't it? They've got 12 flying in the air. It's going to be pretty rough. So I'm thinking maybe after this game, I'll put in a River's Rebuke, because when we come to a stall like this, there's nothing we can do. So yeah, I think River's Rebuke's coming in. Or maybe even something like Brawl's Expertise, but I don't think I have a wild card. See, that's the thing about losing. Losing is important because you find the pitfalls of the deck. Conclave Tribunal, while they can exile something else. Yeah, I think we're definitely dead here. They're going to go for Search. Okay, makes sense because we can't now dig for answers. Relic Tower. Okay. So the best we can do is we can cast a Mind Stone and then we can draw a card from it, see what we hit. Is there anything that's going to help here? Geralf. No. Yep, I'm going to call this one a game. They've got lethal anyway, pretty much. Got 16 flying. We aren't going to be able to do anything. They're going to lots of angels. So yeah, let's go to the editor and let's have a quick look and see what we can do to have a better chance against board stalls. Okay, so let's go for the Rebuke. We definitely want the River's Rebuke. What else have we got that says return all? We've got Flood of Tears. I think, yeah, let's take that one with Multiverse. It's fun, but it's just too slow. Also Temporal Anchor. We're not going for that kind of speed. I think Consuming Tide's actually good as well. So we've got two essentially board wipes. Let's try this out and see how it goes in the next game. So just a quick note before I get to the next game. I wanted to put a Mox Amber in. So if you notice, I've got one in now. This is exactly what it is. Let's see what we can take out after we put the Mox Amber in, just because this can get us the Emry out so soon. I think we want to take out the Weakstone Subjugation. This did not impress me versus Sythis. Let's take that out and let's see how we get on in the next game. My gosh, there's a lot of Bolas decks, aren't there? Okay, so we go first. Okay, we have the ley line. This is going to be pretty powerful, hopefully. Playing stuff at instant speed is always very great. I mean, imagine they had one as well. Flash game, that'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it? Definitely like this hand, but I would like one more land. I mean, we've got 40 lands in the deck, so I don't know why we constantly get 2 land hands. Pretty crazy. So let's submit that. Okay, let's see what we can do. Just don't Thoughtseize. That would be pretty annoying because we need the Cold Steel Heart to get more mana out, please. Pretty slow on choosing the first land. Don't know what that means. Maybe there's just a lot of tap lands. Okay, tap land number 1. So there's no point going for the rocks during our turn because we want to make them fear counter spells. We want everything they do to be met with fear, essentially. Agonizing Remorse. Wow, okay. Let's get that out. Damn, I feel like this is literally a flashback of one of the previous games I had. Almost the exact same thing happened. Agonizing Remorse. I'm intrigued by the fact that people are using Agonizing Remorse now because it's a 2-mana discard spell which can exile stuff from the graveyard, but I don't remember graveyard decks being a huge threat in Hellcube, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, let's see what we get. If they... Alright, let's go for this. Okay, this is good. We're going to be able to draw some cards. Always a great feeling. Okay, feel pretty safe to be honest. Flash, ramp. What more could you ask for? Nickel Bolas. So, what are we going to discard then? Maybe the Mind Stone? It's pretty annoying, I have to say. Okay, so they're going to make us discard a card, but in response, we'll bounce it, and then we'll draw a card. So we can choose. Okay, I don't know what it is with these Bolas decks. They just concede so soon. I mean, what, we were just having a fun game, weren't we, guys? Come on. So I guess the consensus is that if you have a Leyline of Anticipation in your starting hand, you keep it. It is a bit odd, though, how common... It is a bit weird. Like, I keep seeing Fading Hope, Thassa's Intervention, and Leyline in my opening hand. Very, very strange. I don't really know how to explain that. People who say there's nothing wrong with the shufflers are just a bit deluded. When you play as long as me, you start to see patterns, and it's just very weird. Like, this is not a mulliganed hand. But we got the Leyline again. But, oh well. I shouldn't complain, really. It's a great card. Okay, we can resolve the Narset. Be great. Having Flash does give you a lot of confidence. I mean, they could just blow it up here. Miscast. Miscast is great. Golos players do like big spells. Cultivate. Kazima. Kazima without the vehicle. Okay. I think we'll just bounce that. We can scry one. We've got 2 lands in hand, so I'm happy to just keep those at the moment. Spell Pierce. Some really good anti-spell tech here. Let's go for the counter spell here. I don't want them to get that spell out. They've tried to get out twice in a row, which means that I don't think they can do much else. Okay, so they hit the land drop. Do we go for Narset?
The focused and disciplined. I have just the trick for this.
Yeah, okay. It's pretty good. We've got 3 1-drops in hand. We operate... Apparently we're a control deck all of a sudden, but... So they can just go for Golos here. Migration Path. Oh, which one do we go for? Miscast or Spell Pierce? This is more specific. Let's go for Miscast. Yeah, it's a lot more specific, because this one can get a lot of other things.
Keep an open mind.
Wow, absolute miss. Okay. Pass to them. Let's see if they want to cast Bard class. Okay, sure thing. They can't level it up this turn. Oh, they bluffed us with the old landage. Haha, they bluffed us with that. Okay, we can just bounce it back to the hand if we want to. Oh, they've got 2 mana open. Let's see if we can flash this in. Just draw a single card here. Or maybe it'd be better to get the Grazilax, because that will draw a card anyway if that hits, right? And then we can bounce the Bard class. That wastes the whole turn. Draw a card when this hits. So we're basically a tempo aggro build. Keep safe. Sure. So, what do you think they're going to do? I mean, the worst case scenario. So Golos, we cannot stop, sadly. So we desperately need more answers. We can attack in, maybe bounce their stuff. Yeah, we'll get the Gadwick out, because if we play blue spells, we can just tap their permanents. River's Rebuke. Goodness me. I think we're going to have to just attack with both, and then if they choose to block one, we can just return it to our hand. Like, if they want to block Gadwick, we just bounce it to our hand. That was a weird block. I think they definitely blocked the wrong thing there. Definitely. Yeah. Okay, we finally hit a land. Jeez. Okay, we're past to them. So they are going to be able to activate Golo, so it's going to be pretty scary. We can stop maybe one thing. Potentially. Who knows? Got the River's Rebuke, though, so it depends what the spells are. They don't have any way to draw, so losing Narset is fine. If they had, I don't know, Niv Mizzet or something, might be more important, but... Here we go. Let's see what they get. Land, and a swords. Okay. So, first things first. We can go for the... We can protect the Grazilax. Probably good to do that. Oh yeah, let's protect it. And then we hit a land. And we... Oh wow, we hit the Mystic Sanctuary. That's fantastic. That's really, really good. But I think they've realised that... Okay. Let's go for the Sanctuary. Return a creature to its owner's hand. So that's on top. Okay, so we need to tap the Golos down to be able to attack. Maybe we just take this turn off. Yeah, like we don't have to necessarily attack, do we? That's the thing. We don't have to necessarily attack. We can just wait it out. I like this player. They don't seem impatient. They seem very systematic and calm. I know it's weird to say because I don't see the player, but there's certainly a I don't know. It just feels like they're a good player. They're not spending every waking second looking at all my cards like with the white outline around. You know, it's nice. It's nice once in a while. I do wonder Emry's power level though, in terms of like we obviously we don't have the Paradox engine, so we're running technically underpowered deck, but you know we've got some great things. I feel really bad now because if we go River's Rebuke, they're not going to have anything, are they? Do we just win, or do we just go? Do we get more creatures first? 6. I think we'll get more creatures first because then we can establish a... The more creatures we have out, the stronger the River's Rebuke is going to be, because it means that we are going to have more combat damage coming through. Obviously, Brineborn Cutthroat is going to be even stronger as well. Tail's End. We're not even using Emry. What do we do? So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. Okay. We pass the turn again. We wait for lethal, because remember, every time we cast a spell on their turn, this is going to go up. So this is going to be lethal. So we might have to face a Golos using his ability. We've got a few nuanced ways to do things, but not guaranteed to protect our field whatsoever. That's not to say we can't cast legendary spells. It does an Ulamog there, we're screwed. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great Henge. That's fine. That will gain him 2 life though, but 21. Oketro. They're playing it really safe because they know that if they go for this, we might have a counter for it. So again, we don't want to give it away too much. We don't want to just quit. We want to do this in our turn, essentially. So let's go for the Emry. We don't even have to bounce off. We can just tap stuff, right? So mill. Okay, there's one artifact. Baron. So this is going to tap something and then mill something else. So is that bounce? Okay, sorry, that was the trigger and then the bounce. So Brainstorm. Crazy. Crazy. Let's put the lands back. That's fine. Right. Do we have lethal? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Still not lethal. Still going to alpha though. Down to 5. Draw a card. Pass turn. What's the biggest blowout here? Board wipe. Board wipe would do it. They're at 5 though. They're going to get every god in their deck. I've seen what that does. Let's counter it. Yeah, that would have been lethal because this build basically has loads and loads of gods in it that come out with haste and just kill you. It's pretty scary, the World Tree, so watch out for this card. It used to be back in the day that the World Tree was only used to turn your lands into any colour, but now people have legit put gods in. So you can see that because this is a god here and this is a god here. So if this had resolved, we would have been dead. So luckily we had a Tail's End. Nothing else would have stopped that, apart from the River's Rebuke, of course, but I'd rather go for the preventative measure than the post, the post triage. Cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, check out the deck list below. The final deck list will be the one I used here. And enjoy using the deck. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.